right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Here we go. So, we finally are streaming for the first time in I don't know how many days, we honestly, because it's been a while since I've streamed on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, today is the final day of 2020. And honestly, I decided, yeah, you know what? We might as well go ahead and stream for this wondrous occasion at this point. Cause oh man, has 2020 been just a complete and utter mess. Like it's oh my god. I can't I don't know what else I really need to say about it, but like man, like 2020 has just been what a year. What a year. It's been definitely a rough one. So yeah, so just let me know in the chat if the audio is good. Am I can you hear me from both sides, or are you only hearing me from one side if you're listening with headphones? Just want to make sure that everything is good. Just want to make sure that the stream is going off on a high note, I guess, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so hi, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are hope today is a great day for you. You know, I mean, it should be, but at the same time, it's still 2020, so we have absolutely no idea what could potentially happen in the last few hours we have here. I mean, for me, I still got like several hours, more than several hours, honestly. Like, and on my end right now, it is 2:19 p.m. and so for some of you guys, if you're on the East Coast, it's 5:19 p.m. I believe. So you guys have like several more hours definitely, or maybe a few more hours until the day is over and it is 2021. Hi. Okay, so that's good. So you guys can hear me from both sides. Audio's good. That's great. Awesome. Sweet. Just wanted to make sure. So let me catch up just a little bit on chat. JMR Ultra says hello. I don't think I've ever seen you in these in the chat before in the stream, so welcome. Bell Cartoons, I believe, is here too. I don't think I've seen him before. Kind of seeing a couple of new people here. I don't know who this Gloria person is, so if she's an actual subscriber, hey, how you doing? Glad that you guys can make it here. Let's see. Caden Animation is here. Hey, Caden Animation, how you doing? Zirian Perry Kedrick Burton twin YouTuber 3. What a name. How are you doing? Glad you can make it. Northwestern Railway 66. I already messaged you in the chat, but you know, I mean, usually sometimes when I stream, you'll always miss the stream sometimes. That's my fault because I could notify you on Facebook. Don't ask me why I don't, but I literally could, but I just haven't been doing that. But yeah, glad you can make it. Glad you're on time this time. Wow, we actually got 17 viewers on this stream this time. That damn. I don't know what to say, man. I'm like, this is a surprise to me. Wow. So got a lot more people than usual. Let's see. Yeet all day says, hey, how you doing? I think you're also new as well. Claude Karinge says, happy New Year's Eve. Good riddance to 2020. 100%. Let's see if there's anyone else. No, Polly Nuti, I guess that's how you say your last name, says, hi Josh, this music is good. Thank you. I wish I could say that I made this music, but I don't make music, I just sing. I wish I can make some own beats, but you know. Let's see. Aswas, what AASSWWQQ says, hey Josh, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm glad that you can make it. Hope you are doing as well. Anyone new? Oh, it just jumped all the way down to, okay, so Thomas Bush says, hey, what's up? Awesome. I'm glad that you can make it. Ronald McDonald Wacky Things says, hey, how would you feel if the Annoying Orange movie to hit theaters? That's never gonna happen, so I'm not even worried. Let's see. Anyone else that said hi so far? Bobby, I guess F, yeah, says hi. How you doing? Nicholas Jackson says, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Ryan Treasure says, "Hey Josh, hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Thanks for wondering. Hope you're doing well too. Yeah, I'm pretty much caught up on the highs and everything. So again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream. I mean, I know it's not going to be a lot to look at. It's just going to be Sky waving at you and the name regular Josh 1 on the screen. That's about as good as I can do right now. But you know, and actually, I probably should just go ahead and allow some music to play in the background. Why not? Let's go ahead and do that. Just gonna try to make the music. Let's see. I'm gonna try to. Hopefully, it will not be drowning out the stream, but we'll see what happens. Okay, let's do it. All right, we got it. I'm not quite sure if that's. Let me know if the music is too loud or if it's soft or if it's whatever. Just want to make sure, of course. And, you know, maybe I won't keep it on for the whole stream. I'm not quite sure. It's also in my, my ears as well. So, but anyway, yeah, so, whew, last day of 2020. I mean, can you believe that we're actually here? Like, man. So it's been, yeah, so 2020, like, for God's sakes, it's been absolutely insane. It's been a terrible year with, I mean, in my personal life, technically it hasn't been a terrible year, but at the same time, wasn't the best year for me personally as well. But man, you know, with the COVID and the pandemic, and you know, things are continuously getting worse now with the last couple of months. It's just been getting completely out of control. Like, it's been insane. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else I need to say about it with 2020. I mean, I think it's mainly because, like, I've already said a lot about my feelings on 2020 in my last video that I posted. Not the singing one, obviously, but the last official video that I made, my thoughts, or how 2020 affected me and everything like that. I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, now, there was one person that did ask a question earlier. Let me actually go back to it. I'll probably try to get to some of the questions. Oh, somebody else just came in, say, Kutstar HZ64. Welcome to the stream. Glad that you can make it. Let's see. There was somebody... Yes, Claude Karinge, how you doing? Says, how are you scared and worried for 2021? Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. So, as happy as I am that 2020 is finally about to be over after this day. In fact, it's over for a lot of people already across on the other side of the globe. It's already 2021 for them. And I'm sure things were definitely not as bad over there than it is for America. I mean, God. But in terms of my thoughts on 2021 coming up, I'm not 100% sure where I'm at with 2021. A part of me, I think, is just a little scared because I mean, truthfully, it's just like, with the way things are going right now, with like cases and people getting sick and people dying and everything like that, I think if anything, realistically, I mean, especially since 2021 is going to be tomorrow, realistically, 2021 is going to start off rocky. It's going to, especially when you're going to have like the transitions from one presidential administration to the next one, and that's basically all I'm going to say in terms of politics, because I really don't want to talk politics at all on this stream. It's not the place, not the time, and whatever. But so it's going to be that situation, and then also considering that there was a lot of people that were traveling for Christmas, and you're still going to have a lot of people that are going to go out and on New Year's and celebrating and everything like that. There's still going to be a rocky start to 2021. That's definitely a more realistic approach to it. Now, will it get better within the year, like say further down the line? None of us really knows, honestly. I mean, like, it's possible. It's definitely possible that 2021 could 100% be a way better year than 2020. I mean, and it probably will either be a little better or probably just definitely getting us to a better point. But again, to me, that all really depends, if anything else. I mean, you never know. You never know exactly what happens. Is it possible that we could start curving down the cases and keep on going down to the point where we could be at a much better point than where we are right now? It's possible. That might take a while. Honestly, I really have no clue, like, whatsoever. I wish I had more of an answer, but I don't. That's kind of the sad part of it. So yeah, in terms of that, I'm not 100% sure where I'm at with 2021. I am a little optimistic, but then at the same time, I'm just a tad bit pessimistic as well. So who knows at this point? You know, I mean, like, that's kind of the only thing I can really particularly say when it comes to 2021, if anything else. Now, is there anything that I could say I'm looking forward to in 2021? In terms of, like, I don't know, I'm probably not. Like, I mean, I don't think, or maybe there are a couple of things that I might be looking forward to when it comes to 2021, but not that I can necessarily, predict, I guess, if that makes any sense. I would love for, you know, hopefully, like, say, let's say if this whole vaccine situation, like, it actually is the key to get us back to some sort of normalcy, if that makes sense, then yeah, if we were able to go back to the times where we could see friends again, or we could hang out, or we could do this, or we could do that, and blah, 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 then yeah, those would be things that I could look forward to, of course, but I highly doubt that I would be able to, you know, going back to doing those normal things next year. Or let's just say maybe the first half of the year, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I would love to be able to still go to, like, say, a musical or something that comes to LA. I would love to be able to travel. I mean, me and Mom, we're already planning, hopefully, when it comes to next year, because we don't know where things are going to go, but we're hoping, like, I think August or September or something. We're already booking a vacation for Hawaii. We were supposed to actually go, I think, in a couple of months in February of next year, 2021. But obviously that didn't pan out. It's not going to pan out because of how things currently are right now. And we kind of just don't want to get on an airplane currently right now. You know what I mean? I mean, especially going from LA to Hawaii. If any of you guys know how long of a flight that is, that's a 5-hour flight. So 5 hours, and you have to wear a mask for that entire time. That doesn't necessarily seem like something I want to do, you know what I mean? Like, I've worn a mask for a long amount of time, especially since I had to be, like, if I go to, say, Knott's Berry Farm, when they had their food festivals throughout the year, obviously with the rides off and a certain capacity limit and blah, blah, blah. Because in California, there's no theme parks that can open right now, especially in these times. And we're still under a stay-at-home order right now. But, you know, like that, the longest I've gone with wearing a mask for a whole time would probably be maybe a couple of hours. And that's when I would be waiting in line to, say, getting into a Target or getting into a Costco to shop or something, and obviously being in those stores for maybe about an hour getting stuff. And mind you, this was like at the beginning, technically, of the whole pandemic, especially when, you know, when everybody was essentially going all the way, you know, to the back, or no, when everybody was kind of like panic shopping. And the times when there was no more toilet paper, those were always running out and stuff. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that I can definitely remember about 2020, and just in terms of how things were and how we reacted to it and all that other kind of stuff. Which, again, in my personal life, in terms of 2020, things were not terrible. You know, as I said in my last video, I did lose my job due to this pandemic because, you know, they were cutting staff by half, I think, and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, it was, it's fine, definitely, because I can possibly try to make money some other way. I mean, well, it technically kind of was in terms of the unemployment and the stimulus and blah blah blah, which has kind of been cut in half too. But it is what it is. Like I'm definitely, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling. I'm just speaking right now. Honestly, I do wish that for this stream I could have done just a little bit more in terms of, like, I guess, visuals, or, hey, I want to show you guys this video or something, but, maybe within the next, I don't know when I'm going to be streaming again, to be honest. I'm not quite sure about that, but, hopefully my next streams I could definitely do a lot more than just this. But, it is what it is for now, but we'll see when it, comes to it. Let's see. Anything else I want to talk about in terms of 2020? Not 100%. I don't think so. I mean, I will say, since a couple of you guys are kind of mentioning, 2020, or, I mean, not just 2020, but, like, theme parks and everything like that. I think that's kind of, like, the number one thing that I am missing right now, because before this all happened, I still am a season pass holder at a theme park called Knott's Berry Farm. And so I usually would just pay like $78 a year, because it's pretty cheap. I mean, compared to Disneyland, where if you want to go to Disneyland for like every single day, that's going to cost, and that's for an annual pass, might I add, that's going to cost you upwards like $1,200, maybe a little more than $1,200. Like, I'm not kidding. But yeah, I mean, so whereas with Knott's Berry Farm, if you want to go there every single day and buy one day for free, you only got to pay about like $78, and then the rest of the year is free. So I wouldn't be going too often, but like every now and then, if anything else, I would be going over to that airplane kind of looked like it was down, but no, it's good. I'm looking out the window while I'm speaking right now. But yeah, so I wouldn't be going to Knott's Berry Farm over and over and over again, considering that, like, it still costs money for gas and driving all the way there and all the way back home and yada, yada, yada. I mean, it's worth it, of course, but I wouldn't be going every day or every week or every month. But even so, just the fact that I would have the ability or the freedom to decide, hey, I want to go to Knott's Berry Farm on Saturday or something, and then I do it. Like, get to ride some of the rides and stuff like that, or sometimes I'll take my mom. She's also a season pass holder there too now. But yeah, that's kind of something that I miss. And then obviously there was, not obviously, but then there was last year where I went to, Disneyland the day after Christmas, because I had family members coming in from Montana, because they used to live here. Now they live up in Montana, and every now and then they'll probably come back down, in California to visit some other family and friends and what have you. So that's what they did. They came over and they actually bought me a ticket to go to Disneyland with them, and so that's what we did. And it was supposed to rain on that day too, but thankfully it didn't. But thankfully it kind of did before the park opened, if that makes sense, because the park wasn't that busy. Because if anyone knows Disneyland, for God's sake, it can get busy during Christmas, or it barely has an off season. Like, I mean, it's an insane park. So so I had pretty much a good excuse me, I pretty much had a good what am I trying to say? A good time at Disneyland and everything like that. It was fun. So it does suck that Disneyland has been closed for the past, I'd say, almost 10 months right now? Probably over 10 months. Yeah, almost 10 months. I think it's been closed for like 9 months. We've been in this pandemic for about, 9 months or so, I think? Yeah, so it's been crazy. So I do definitely miss doing that. I do also miss being able just to call up one of my friends and say, hey, can I hang out over at your place? We chat and yada, yada, yada. I do also miss just being able to, again, go see a play, go out and eat at a restaurant. In a weird way, I kind of do miss my old job at Five Guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you'd think I wouldn't, but I didn't necessarily have a bad time working there. You know, like, I mean, and I think it's mainly, I liked the managers. They were pretty awesome. They were all nice and chill. And then it was the coworkers as well. We were good friends too. So, you know, that's what also made working there a lot more fun than what you would think it is. You know, it's certainly, you know, so, and even though I didn't necessarily like work there too often, like a couple of times I would work there maybe 2 times a week or so for a couple of hours or what have you. And that was mainly also because I did lately throughout, well, not lately, but let's say like in the beginning of 2020, I was getting like a ton, and I mean a ton of shows that I had to do at these elementary schools for like an educational show about how to save water and everything like that and blah blah blah. I've talked about this before. So for people who have been subscribed to me for a while, you know that I've been doing things like that. People who aren't subscribed to me, before this pandemic happened, you know, I was doing a couple of like shows for kids and again teaching them the importance of water, and it was paying me, so of course I would, in fact it paid me a whole lot more than what I would get working at Five Guys anyway. So of course I would prioritize that over working at Five Guys a lot of times, because I would be getting a lot of money. Let's just say that, like, each performance I would be getting over like $100 and something for each performance, and doing about like 2 performances per day, sometimes like a couple of times throughout the week, that's easy, like maybe over 5, well 2 would be like over 300 or something like that, you know. So I mean, yeah, so I was, you know, making some good money there, and honestly, when it came to 2020, and this is the kind of thing that kind of hit me, to be honest, when it came to 2020, it seemed as if in my personal life things were getting a little better, right? Like I was talking with my agent, and we ended up getting me some new headshots, and he was getting ready to send my information out to some other casting directors and yada yada yada, try to get me into a show and whatnot. And then just the fact that I was starting to get more hours at my work, so that means that my paycheck was getting higher and higher, and then I was doing so many shows at like these elementary schools. Like it would, sometimes I would have to be performing at maybe 2 schools per week, sometimes 3 schools per week. So I would be honestly kind of busy throughout the week, and sometimes it would be 1 performance per day, but usually we would have upwards to 2 performances per day. Once we had 3 performances where we had 1 school that we had to perform at, and then we had to travel to another school about, like, I think maybe a good 20 minutes away, and we performed over there. So that was definitely, that was a good day for me, especially making money, like, shoot. So that was happening. I was definitely making a crap ton of money there. And then also I was gonna be in another performance, and I was actually getting ready, like, during the month of March, we were, starting rehearsals on it. And in April, that was when we were supposed to, excuse me. In April, we were supposed to, essentially perform the show throughout the weekends of April. I think it would have been Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday performances that we were going to end up doing. So there was kind of like so much that was happening that I was getting ready for and preparing for and all that kind of stuff. And then also, and I think I mentioned this in the last video I made, this year would have also been the year, again, I turned 24, now 24 and a half years old right now, but I would have, in the month of, I believe, late August or early September, I would have made my way down to Disney World. I was actually working to save money to do Disney World, to buy myself a 4-day ticket to Disney World, because I was looking at deals, because I was going to be up there for probably maybe 5 days, almost a week or something. And so my whole plan was I was going to fly up there and I was going to spend all my days at Disneyland, maybe go to Universal, maybe SeaWorld or something. And yeah, again, I was saving up for it. I was already looking at how much I would have to pay to go to all 4 parks at Disney World and everything like that. So And yeah, so that was kind of the stuff that was getting me excited. So I was like, okay, so 2020, even though it's kind of starting off rocky with the death of Kobe Bryant, that one's still hard to believe, if I got to be honest with you. But you know, like, even with that and certain other things, I was like, okay, it's looking like it's a good year. It's gonna be good for me and everything like that. But then, obviously, the pandemic happened and all of that was shut off. You know, like, obviously, I had my last day of work, I think probably a day before the lockdown was implemented in LA, I believe. I mean, well, I didn't lose it on that day. That was just the last day of work, and then I was not particularly put back on the schedule afterwards. Um, and then, of course, I couldn't do any more school performances. I mean, I think we were done throughout the school year. Like, I think the last performance I did with them was probably the last performance for the rest of the school year. But obviously, we were not able to continue with September, October, November, you know, the 2020-2021 school season. We were not able to do any performances there, so that was gone. And then I couldn't do any more of the shows that I was also going to do in Hollywood. I couldn't, you know, we were rehearsing in March, and then that got shut down, and we said it was going to be delayed because, you know, we did not know that we were going to be in this position 9 months later. You know what I mean? Like, we thought a few months later, like say in June or July or whatever, things were going to be able to go back to a certain norm, but that just clearly did not happen. So you know what I mean? So a lot of things just, you know, either had to have been pushed back and delayed. And I'm not sure if the show that I was supposed to be in, if it was going to, like, even if we're still delaying it, or if it's just been completely canceled. That I don't know. If it's been completely canceled, then that's a huge bummer, because, you know, there was a scene that I was supposed to be in that was gonna be honestly hilarious, and you know, it was a comedic scene and everything like that, and I was looking forward to doing it, especially when we were rehearsing it. It was like, this is gonna be a great show, but, you know, unfortunately, that just was not able to happen. So it was yeah, that was, again, that was a downer. And then, of course, with everything else, I couldn't hang out with friends anymore. All the theme parks in California shut down. We don't know when those are going to open up again. And then you have, again, my trip to Orlando. That's been canceled. I mean, sure, I could have still technically have gone to Orlando. I could have still gone on an airplane ticket, and I could have still went to Disney World, because Disney World is still open. You know, like, they closed, they shut down, and then they opened back up, I think, around July or something. So if I really, really wanted to, I could have still made the trip over there. But at the same time, I'm not at that point where I really want to travel. You know what I mean? I mean, the only place I traveled to this year was to Las Vegas and to Utah. We did a road trip up there. In fact, I recorded this entire video, and for whatever reason, I did not edit the video just yet. Like, it's a video of me at Arches National Park. Beautiful, beautiful place, by the way. I don't know when I'm gonna edit that video. I should. I really should. I mean, I think I'm struggling on how to do said video. I don't know if the video is going to be of me, like, narrating what was going on, or if it's going to be of me, what am I trying to say? I don't know if it's going to be, yeah, me editing, what am I saying? If it's going to be me narrating everything, or if it's just going to be like one of those videos where it's music and you only see visuals and what have you. I'm not quite sure exactly what's going to go in terms of that. Also, a video like that would not be posted on this channel. You guys probably know, and you probably don't know, but I do have another channel called the Bun Bun Vlogs. Yeah, that's what it's called. And that's where I post those kinds of videos. So this channel is mainly strictly going to be, excuse me, it's mainly going to strictly be talks about like cartoon news, maybe rants and blah blah blah. And there's been a couple of things that have come out this week. Like say the whole thing of the Sponge on the Run is being released earlier than anticipated. I might still make a video about that, honestly. And then Camp Coral, Nickelodeon released some footage of Camp Coral that looked unfinished, which I think for a lot of people it was unfinished. No, I think the animators mentioned that it was unfinished or something. So that might be a video. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting because like I always try to possibly create a or not. I try to make a video when the news is kind of like relevant, I guess you can say. But a lot of times that just doesn't happen. Like I try to do it, say on the day of or whatnot, or maybe a week of or something. But, you know, I mean, it doesn't necessarily work that way, but, you know, all it really matters is that you guys check out the video and are, you know, supporting, and I'm still posting videos and all that other kind of stuff. But, I kind of went all over the place at this point. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, I did travel. I did make a video about my time at, Arches National Park, and hopefully I could post that soon. Again, not on this channel, but on the other channel, the Bun Bun Vlog. And yeah, that was honestly a nice trip. It was a good little getaway and everything. And of course, this was when the pandemic was starting to slow down just a little bit, and this was definitely before the surge. Because let me tell you, ever since the surge happened, I've most certainly did not step out of the house a lot more, if that makes sense. Like, I haven't really been going out to shop. I've been ordering a crap ton of stuff now. Like, if I want to get any groceries, I just have it delivered to my house or our house. If there's anything that I want in particular, like in terms of food, I'll generally get like Uber Eats delivered or something. One of the more recent things that I did try out was a Mr. Beast burger, because he now has a restaurant chain technically. And yeah, I mean, it's for me, I enjoyed the food. I mean, like I saw some videos of people talking about it, and a couple of people liked Mr. Beast burger and a couple of people didn't, because the sandwiches may have been too small, or it wasn't cooked properly, or certain things like that. I had to do research on the nearest place that was offering the Mr. Beast burgers menu, and I had to see what was the ratings on the food and everything like that, because I wanted my first experience of getting a Mr. Beast burger to be a good one, obviously. But yeah, that's kind of what's been happening recently. If anything else, I've been just for the most part staying at home, not really getting outside, because especially considering that there's a new strain of the virus right now that is even more contagious than the previous one. I don't want to risk it. I really, really, really do not want to risk going out and possibly contracting it, especially considering I want to look after my mom as well. I don't want to possibly come into the house bringing in COVID and then she gets sick, and I that's not something I want to even risk. So that's definitely, and again, I don't even want to risk getting it too, because I mean, I'm sure if I were to have contracted it, it's most likely that I wouldn't get too sick from it, though I wouldn't know, and I probably wouldn't die from it. But again, I wouldn't know. That's not a risk I'm willing to take. So, I'm staying a whole lot more careful and just staying in. So that's kind of what's been going on. But yeah, I mean, honestly, with this year, there's been so many things that I was looking forward to that has been completely destroyed or canceled and yada, yada, yada. So it's been tough in those circumstances. The one thing that I will have to say, however, is that, again, even with all the negativity and stuff, I still was able to do a few things. I was still able to go over to Knott's Berry Farm when they were doing those food festivals, which, might I add, were incredible. Okay, like especially the ones for Halloween and Christmas, like they completely decked out the entire park for Halloween and Christmas, and it was just a fantastic event. I felt completely safe while over there too. It wasn't even when the when the park would hit it's total, like, no, when the park would sell out, because they only sold a certain amount of tickets per day, obviously to keep the capacity low and to keep it safe so we're not crowding in with each other and all that kind of stuff. um I felt, even on a sold out night, it wasn't too busy, it wasn't too crowded or anything, which was the whole purpose, of course. And, I felt safe. You would sit at a table, it would be like one party per table. All the tables were spaced out, definitely more than 6 feet away and everything like that. And, like it was just a very well managed event that they did. And so I'm very happy that they were able to do that, and I'm glad that I was able to go. I went to their Taste of Mary Farm, and unfortunately, that was shut down. I think maybe a couple of weeks after after the first week happened, because I went on opening day, and then I went the following week on a Tuesday, so I went twice already, and just thankfully I was able to go those 2 times, because again, the rest of the dates for the event had to have been canceled because of the stay-at-home order. So, but even despite that, I'm just glad that I was definitely able to excuse me. I'm glad I was able to go to that and experience that. That definitely brought me some joy. Again, I went to Las Vegas and Utah's, and that was a nice time. I've been able to do voice acting work, so I've been able to do a lot more of that stuff. Even though most of it is unpaid and it's mainly like fan projects, you got to start somewhere, Like I wasn't going into this expecting to get like the biggest roles or anything like that. I just really wanted to get my foot in the door and to kind of get started. And who knows what next year is going to bring in terms of that, because I if anything, I really do enjoy voice acting. Like it's a lot of fun, honestly, especially since I was getting this new microphone and this new setup. And I was like, nah, if I gotta do vocal recordings or anything, and I also sing with this microphone too. I've been posting a lot of singing videos on my Facebook page, not the regular Josh 1 Facebook page, but my actual profile and stuff like that. So those have definitely been fun. But yeah, I mean, in terms of voice acting, I mean, I'm glad that I got into it, because again, it is definitely a lot of fun. And as for me being an actor, I want to continue to act. Like I mean, even though I'm not going to be able to do any sort of acting on television, I mean, well, I wasn't doing that anyway. But even though I'm not going to be doing any acting on the stage or anytime soon, it's still fun to be able to do some acting in terms of voice acting, in terms of doing like cartoons and whatnot. And which, speaking of, when that preschool show that actually it wasn't even a preschool show. But this show that I was doing for the elementary school kids, where I would perform in front of them and teach them the importance of water and stuff like that, we were able to convert that into an animated cartoon for these stay-at-home schools and stuff like that. So they would be watching the cartoon, they would have to take a tiny little quiz and blah blah blah. So we were able to do that, and I'm getting paid for that too. I don't know if we're gonna get royalties on those airings either. Excuse me. I don't know if we're gonna get like paid each time a school shows that cartoon to their students or anything like that. Which, if that happens, that would be awesome. But so there's that situation, but that's definitely very exciting. But yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure what else to really say in terms of, well, actually, I was able to do a couple of Zoom calls with a couple of friends, and that's fun. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be the same as actually being able to, like, chat or meet up with people and talk amongst each other and stuff like that. But honestly, a Zoom call or a phone call or something, that's definitely good enough. Just, just being able to either see the person for a while or just being able to chat after not seeing them for such a long time, you know what I mean? So it's definitely, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Been glad I was able to do that and, what have you. And there's been a couple of other things that I have been able to do, throughout this year. And one of them definitely would have to be is improving this channel. I mean, shoot. I'm still surprised sometimes at how much I've been growing over the past couple of months or few months. Like, my videos have been performing a whole lot better and whatnot. And this is also because I didn't notice it until my editor, Alex, who's also a really good friend of mine, until he pointed out that the previous year, 2019, and also 2018, I was barely posting videos. Like, it's funny because I didn't even notice that. But yeah, I would be posting a video, and then I would be gone for maybe 2 more weeks or maybe a month, and then I would post again for maybe a couple of weeks or so, and then I would be gone again, and blah blah blah. I wouldn't be posting as often as I do now. And so obviously that would be a reason as to why I've been pretty slow and growing and everything like that. But since I don't have a job to go to right now, I have a lot more free time on my hands to do, again, voice acting projects and to do this channel. So that's honestly exactly why I'm, essentially like, been doing a whole lot more when it comes to this channel, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to really say when it comes to that, but like, yeah, it's been pretty good. And so hopefully when it comes to, excuse me, when it comes to 2021, I definitely hope that this channel continues to grow and continues to, get better and everything. I hope to continue improving this channel as well, if anything else, because like, I'm glad that it's definitely improved from what it used to be. Especially in terms of visuals or just in terms of my scripting and everything like that. But yeah, so I mean, who knows how this channel is going to go in terms of 2021. It might be the same for a while and it might change up just a little bit. If anything, I'm still going to be talking about cartoon related news and probably animated stuff. I don't think that's going to change. I mean, I tried changing it a couple of times, but obviously, you start off as a cartoon channel, you're gonna always be a cartoon channel, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was interesting. I was also trying out, doing like Reddit type of YouTube videos and like, excuse me, Christ. Yeah, so like I was, trying those out, and although those are fun, those definitely do not make views at all on this channel. So, and a part of me was kind of thinking about still kind of doing them just to give you guys a video if I don't have a certain topic to talk about or what have you. I'm not quite sure if that's going to be something I'm going to do. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it's in the title. I mean, it's in the intro of my channel. Rants, reviews, Reddit. I might have to have that removed or something if I decide not to do those anymore. I don't know. That really depends, if anything else. But yeah. So there was my crazy long ramblings just about 2020 and all this other kind of stuff. I've been checking chat just a little bit, and I've noticed you guys have been talking about like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and this and that, and you know what I mean? While I'm just rambling about how I'm feeling about 2020 and stuff like that. You guys already heard this in the previous video. Why am I doing it again? You know what I mean? Hey, but yeah, so that's interesting. But very quickly though, I am going to be right back. I'm just gonna get a sip of water after this long talk. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, almost every time I do a stream, if I talk for a while, my voice always begins to get dry. And it's weird. It doesn't happen anywhere else, but it only happens during the stream. That's like it's so weird. Like I kind of don't get it. But yeah, but I will be right back just for a quick second, and, just to get some water, and, I'll go ahead and start chatting with you guys. You can start asking me some questions right now. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys have already asked me a couple of questions, but ask them again, I guess. Yeah, so I'll be right back, maybe for a couple of minutes, so don't go anywhere. Alrighty, and we is back. Alright. So, got my water, and I'm about ready to continue on with this stream. Okay, so let's see here. Is there anything... Oh, also, I saw this comment about a while ago. I think Northwestern Railway 66 made this joke. Because I was talking about how, like, I was, I guess, making... still being able to make some more money throughout the... What was it? Let me actually find it. I'm gonna go all the way back and look for his comment. Because I want to read it in, you know... Okay, so there you go. So Northwestern Railway 66 says, making money in other ways, please don't tell us you did an OnlyFans. Boy, if you think I would ever do something like that, God, Jesus, never. I certainly do not have the confidence, nor do I have the body for that at all. Screw that. That's no. But man, you crazy dude. Okay, but anyway, let me get to some of these comments. Kind of after the whole thing, I guess. Let's see. So JMR Ultra did say, "Who knows? You might reach 5,000 subscribers." Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm closer than you think. I'm actually closer than I would expect to be. I mean, I am at 4,790 subscribers, so I still have like 200, about almost 200 more subscribers to go. But seeing as how much I have been growing just from the past few videos that I have been posting, that might not be too far away, which will be freaking awesome. So I'll definitely be trying to grow in that, in those terms as well. So that's gonna be pretty cool. That'll be exciting. So let's see here. Let's continue. Daddy Boy Woo says, first of all, Daddy Boy, are you a furry by any chance? I mean, I'm just wondering because you got the woo face in your username. That's all, you know, and that's like a whole joke within the fur fandom and stuff. So that's all I really wanted to know. Like that's why I asked the question. But you were intensively scrolling trying to find Reddit. Are you just talking about Reddit in general? Just talking about my Reddit videos? Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, again, even though those videos don't really get a lot of views on this channel, it's still a lot of fun. I mean, I kind of want to make another one. I don't know if I will, but they are fun to do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because, like, those are obviously not scripted videos, and I mean, even though I have a lot of fun making my scripted videos and stuff, because sometimes I try to put in a little joke and everything like that, kind of like with the with the baby shark video. Yeah, that quote unquote breakdown point in the video when I was talking about how Baby Shark is going to be the leader of the world or something, like world domination and everything like that. Don't ask me how I got that in my idea, but like, or how I came up with that, but I was just writing the script and it just came into my head and I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let me do a point in the video where it seems like I'm going insane because Baby Shark is everywhere. And so that came up. And Alex did a amazing job. First of all, he did an amazing job of editing that video, like, or just editing that segment. Like that, so much work was put into it that it was insane. I'm like, man. So like, you gotta give it to him. Like 100% props to Alex. Honestly, put a clapping emoji in the chat for Alex just for him being able to edit all of these videos. I mean, you know, sometimes he'll help me come up with certain ideas and whatnot, and he'll kind of sometimes push me to make a video, be like, hey, you saw this movie, do a review. In fact, I wasn't really even going to do a review of the Baby Shark cartoon, but when I told him that I ended up checking out the first episode, he told me to do a review, and like, he was like, I can edit it. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm doing it. So yeah, so again, definitely put clapping emojis in the chat for my friend Alex, who edits this video. He does a lot for this channel, 100%. In fact, it's partially why this channel has been growing, because of him, because of the in my personal opinion, the incredible editing that he does. I mean, like, I couldn't even come up with some of the visual gags that he does. Like when I did the Thundercats Roar video, and he did that, you know, I did that moment in that video where I was mourning, quote unquote, mourning the death, I guess, of Thundercats Roar. Yeah, he, you know, I wasn't sure what he was gonna do there, but it was definitely pretty funny, and I was like, yeah, this makes that moment in the script a lot better than what I originally thought it was going to be. So yeah, again, he just does an amazing job. I cannot thank him enough. I forgot to mention him in the that 2020 video that I made, but yeah, 100%. He does a incredible job doing these videos, and I can't thank him enough. So again, thank you very much, Alex. And yeah, so let me see. Yes, there we go. We got a bunch of clapping emojis for Alex. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing for that. Daddy Boy says, which Thundercats video? The last one, where Thundercats was canceled. That was the one. If you haven't seen that one yet, I would highly recommend you check it out. It is kind of funny. So, if I do say so myself. But yeah, so there you go on that one. But yeah, again, I'm not quite sure if he's checking out the stream right now. Let me see here. No, I don't think he's watching right now, so hold on. Check out the stream. Peeps are clapping for you. Alright. And I'm sure if he does happen to come into the stream, he will most likely be under the name The Funkle Frog. So if he does manage to get put a comment in the chat and whatnot, then that's you'll most likely see him under the name The Funkle Frog. I don't know, but yeah. But anyway, if he is watching, or if he happens to watch a playback of this or something, again, thank you, and he'll see the clapping emojis for you, for him. So yeah. But anyway, let's continue on here. Where was I at? I think, nope, I am a little bit further up. I'm trying to see where I left off. Okay, here we go. Northwestern Railway 66 says, as for Disney asides, DuckTales, I don't watch it because all they air is Raven's Home, Jessie, and Bunked. Yeah, and yeah, Disney Channel is kind of dead to me. I don't watch it either. There's not really a lot to watch from Disney. I mean, I barely even watch Disney Plus, to be honest. But even so, there's a ton more to watch on Disney Plus than there is on Disney Channel. 100%. Excuse me. Okay, let me go a little further down. Let's see. Oh yeah, JMR Ultra says a water is always refreshing. 100%, I agree. I should have a bottle of water right next to me. I don't know why I don't, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so Mako Wacko. Not sure if I said hi to you yet, and if I didn't, then hi, welcome to the stream. Again, I think I have a lot of new people watching the stream. So that's pretty dope. And again, we got 14 concurrent viewers right now, the most I've ever had in a long time. So yeah, so anyway, you ask, what preschool cartoons did you watch as a kid? Too many to really say. This it's a lot. Definitely Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer, Out of the Box. If any of you guys are from the 90s and you remember a show called Out of the Box, that was on Playhouse Disney. That was what it was called at the time, and now it's called Disney Junior. But it used to be Playhouse Disney when I was growing up. But it was Out of the Box, Bear in the Big Blue House. I think there was one that was called PB&J Otter or something like that. I think. Used to watch. I was in 4th grade or 5th grade at the time when I used to watch the show. Used to watch the Doodle Bops. Definitely used to watch the Wiggles when I was a kid. 100%. Of course, I mean, who didn't? Max and Ruby at the time as well. Arthur a little bit, I think, when I was a kid. Clifford. I mean, I don't know if you would technically consider Clifford the Big Red Dog to be a preschool show, but, you know, at the time when I was a kid, I viewed it as that. And then there was Thomas the Tank Engine, JJ the Jet Plane. If anybody remembers that show, JJ the Jet Plane. I mean, man, I barely think of it, but I just randomly remembered it. And I'm like, yeah, there's a show that I used to watch when I was a kid. Shoot, and I had another one. I think it was also, well, obviously Sesame Street. I used to watch Sesame Street as well when I was like 3-4 years old. Then there was Bob the Builder and stuff. So yeah, there was honestly a lot. I think there's a few more. Oh, shoot, what was the name? There was Oswald, I think. Oswald the Octopus. I think that was his name. And then there was also, and that was also on Nick Jr. at the time. And then there was Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. If any of you guys remember that one, that was definitely one I used to watch when I was a kid. And another one I remember, I think was Maisie. I think it was Maisie. She was like a white mouse. She was friends with like an alligator, I think, and some other type of creatures, and they didn't necessarily talk. It was always like narrated by somebody, and they were just making like some reactionary noises or something. I remember those shows definitely 100%. Like those were my favorites when I was a kid. And I don't know how long what was I trying to say? I don't know what else, if I'm missing any. I'm probably missing a couple that I can't think of at the top of my head right now. But those were definitely more the oh yeah, Teletubbies. How can I not mention that? Yeah, I definitely used to watch that when I was a kid too. Shoot. So yeah, it's all I can say is I used to watch a lot when I was a kid, when I was in preschool. But yeah, so that was, it's definitely, I didn't even count how many that was, but it was certainly a lot. But yeah, so that's all I can say there. But that was still, let me see. Let's see what else here. Okay, let's see. Let's just answer, not answer, but let's just read this comment here. JMR Ultra says, SpongeBob has had so many episodes that in my opinion it can sometimes be hard to clarify where the season started or ended. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, sometimes it could seem like the quality doesn't change that much in between seasons. That definitely is pretty true. But yeah, you know, SpongeBob has definitely 100% a lot of episodes. It's been on for a very, very, very long time. And while the newer episodes currently, like from, what was it, 2006 to now, not 2006, 2016 to now, I think, was it 2016, 2015 maybe, probably around 2015 when I think Stephen Hillenburg kind of returned back to the series as a executive producer. I don't remember which year, but I thought those from that year on to now, the episodes definitely have improved from what we got from 2008 to 2014 or something, because I believe the episodes from 2007, 2006, 2005, they're definitely okay. I still have some favorites from that as well, but after like 2009, that was just, or around 2008 to 2009, it's when the quality just really dipped for me, in my personal opinion. SpongeBob has over 200 episodes. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how many episodes they have now, but certainly over 200. BDSP123, I don't think I said hi to you. Hello, welcome to the stream. Says, wish I could watch, but I'm about to head to bed. Happy New Year's in advance. Happy New Year's to you too. And I'm glad that you were able to hop in and say hi. So yeah, so I'm glad that you were able to make it or just pop in. JMR Ultra says, so just a question, what are your thoughts on the Animaniacs reboot? Now, I was only able to catch one episode so far, because I really, at the time being, I wanted to check out the first episode, and I had, I don't think I had too much time to watch the other episodes afterwards. Either I was trying to catch something else or whatever, I don't fully remember. But, just from the first episode alone, I can say that it was definitely hilarious. Animaniacs, admittedly, isn't the biggest, has not been the biggest show, or not the biggest, it hasn't had a huge presence in my childhood, I will say. But I have seen it when I was a kid, definitely, so if anything, like, my opinions on Animaniacs isn't incredibly, like, strong, but I was excited to see that they were making a comeback, and so seeing the first episode was definitely pretty cool and everything like that. So I'm not as nostalgic of the Animaniacs as say most other people would be, but it definitely was a show that I did watch when I was a kid, and it was on Nicktoons, I think, at the time, and I definitely enjoyed it, and I, you know, so I'll probably be trying to check out the other episodes that came out for the Animaniacs, and definitely I don't think I'll make a video about it, if anything like that, but I definitely, just for my own viewing pleasure, I'll probably try to check it out pretty soon. Video Bird 300 says, hey, how are you doing? Daddy Boy says 210 to 200 subscribers to go. Yes, and I'm definitely excited to be able to reach 5,000 subscribers. Lord knows when that's going to be, but probably, again, sooner than I think it will happen. But, don't expect any special video because I'm not creative enough to come up with like a special video idea for when I eventually reach 5,000 subscribers. I mean, it would be a big deal for me, of course, but I'm not quite sure what I would do in terms of a special video. Let's see here. Let's keep going. Dun, 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 dun. Paulie Nutty says, hey Josh, will you ever get 1 million subscribers? Highly doubtful. I don't think I will be making YouTube videos for long enough to even be able to get 1 million subscribers. At least not on this channel. You know what I mean? Like if I decide to go on one of my other channels and start posting more over there, and certain videos start doing well over there or something like that, I don't know. Like that depends. But like on this channel, I don't think I would be getting up to 1 million subscribers. I'm not even trying to shoot up to that high. I mean, I don't really know how much longer I'm going to be doing this channel for, to be honest. I don't see an end in sight. That's kind of all I can really say. But, you know, like, I don't know how long this channel is going to continue to go. But all I can say is that it'll be here for a while. And Lord knows when I'll stop. I don't know, but we'll see, I guess. Zarian Perry says he might get 10 million. Ha ha ha! Imagine I get 10 million subscribers on this channel. That would honestly be amazing. But again, I highly doubt that would ever happen in my lifetime. Anyway, let's see. Continuing here. So you got the clapping emojis. Okay, now it just jumped all the way down for whatever reason. But you got the clapping emojis for Alex. Mako Wacko says, have you ever seen Hell of a Boss by Vizzy Pop? I haven't seen any cartoons or pilots from Vizzy Pop. I just wasn't really all that interested. I mean, if I gotta be honest, it doesn't necessarily seem to be my thing. So, no, I haven't really checked them out. It's possible that I might do the, I don't know. It's possible that I might go ahead and do, what am I trying to say? Check it out, but at this time right now, I'm still not necessarily all that, like, you know, interested, I guess. So, as far as I'm concerned, not necessarily. I don't know. Let's see. Zarian Perry says, I can't wait to see what the channel can offer in 2021. Yeah, same. I mean, I don't know exactly what's going to particularly happen when it comes to that, but, yeah, we'll definitely see what I can bring and what I can possibly offer this channel in 2021. You never know, and, you know, so we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait. I say that all the time on this channel, God. But yeah, I mean, it's the truth. But yeah, that would definitely be something to be kind of excited about. Maybe I can grow to the point where I start getting a sponsorship. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. I doubt it. I mean, it would be dope. It would certainly be dope to get a sponsorship, so I could continue to make some more money, of course. But you know. But yeah, so who knows exactly what's gonna happen when it comes to that. Dio, you thought it was going to be him, but it was me, Dio. I don't know who that is. So, is that supposed to be Alex in another channel to kind of like bamboozle me or something? I don't know, but interesting. I don't know. Chat has been silent ever since Dio came in. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see here. I remember the Playhouse Disney era. Yeah, I loved Playhouse Disney when I was a kid, 100%. Oh shoot! Honestly, how did I forget about this show when I was mentioning answering the question, excuse me, when I was answering the question what preschool shows I used to watch when I was a kid, Roly Poly Oly. How did I forget about that one? Like, that was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. Which, speaking of Roly Poly Oly, apparently it's possibly supposed to be getting some new, getting a revival or something. Like, I think one of the show's creators announced that on his Twitter. Which, when I looked at the tweet, I got excited, but then at the same time when I looked at it, I was like, was he supposed to say that while he was working on new episodes of the show when it was running, that was his artwork, or that's what he was doing, blah blah blah? Or did he actually mean there is going to be new episodes to come out of Roly Poly Oly? I don't know. It could be one or the other, but if it is supposed to be a confirmation that Roly Poly Oly will be coming back, that'll be freaking awesome. That's my childhood right there. Ironhead251 says, what about Stanley? Yes, Stanley, I think, wasn't it called Stanley's Adventures or something like that? I think. I don't remember. It might have been just Stanley or Stanley's Adventures, but yeah, I do remember that show. That was one of my favorites. There was also another show, I think it was called JoJo Circus, I believe. And then there was also one called Higglytown Heroes, I believe. And this was when I was in elementary school, and I would be checking out those shows. And also, who remembers Handy Manny? Handy Manny. Who remembers that show? Man, we're getting nostalgic in this stream. JMR Ultra says, the Wiggles sparked so many early childhood memories for me personally. Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I'm glad that the Wiggles are still doing well. Glad that, especially Greg, because he's been having a couple of, like, health issues over the years. But he's been doing better. And you guys all know, like, I think was it earlier this year? Or was it late last year? I don't remember. He was supposed to do, like, this benefit concert with them, and then he collapsed on the stage due to, like, cataract arrest or something. So it's glad to see that they're all doing well. They all still are in contact with each other and all that kind of stuff. So, that's always pretty cool to hear and everything like that. But yeah, man, the Wiggles, Captain Feathersword, and I think Dorothy the dinosaur. Those are kind of the only character names that I remember. Besides, obviously, Greg, Jeff, Anthony, and Mari, and all that stuff. But yeah, that's a lot of childhood memories from the Wiggles, 100%. Excuse me. Daddy Boy Ooh says 3 years of naming nostalgia that most kids today haven't grown up with. Yeah, definitely very true on that one. Brony T Ponies says that face was cursed. I'm not quite sure which one that was. It's probably for another comment that I must have missed. But you're here. Welcome. Glad you can make it. Somebody else, the Steve Meister, also made it. So glad you could make the stream today. Excuse me. Northwestern Railway 66 says my favorite preschool shows were the Bernstein Bears, Clifford, Max and Ruby, the first 5 seasons of Thomas and Friends, and Between the Lions. Yeah, Between the Lions, man, you could not go wrong with that show. Shoot, man, we are going back in time, my friends. Like, man, amazing. But yeah, I certainly remember Between the Lions. That I would kind of watch it a little bit when they used to air it on PBS Kids, or was it KCT? One of them. But they were airing it, like, I think when I was in middle school or when I was in high school. They would just air a couple of episodes, like, kind of when the block was about to end, and I would kind of check that out every now and then. Thomas Bush says, some shows I used to watch were Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer, Wonder Pets. Yeah, I also remember Wonder Pets as well. Barney and Friends. Yeah. How did I forget about Barney and Friends? I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to repress it from my memory. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I mean, like, obviously he wasn't as bad as I make it. But, yeah, Barney and Friends. Go Diego Go. Mickey. I did watch a little bit of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse as well when it first came out. Sesame Street, Bob the Builder. Excuse me. Thomas and Friends and Oswald. Yeah. Have you heard of Cubo? I'm not quite sure if I have. Let's take a quick look here. Let's see. And no, I was not singing the doo-doo whatever from Shark, Baby Shark. That is not something. You will never, ever, ever catch me doing that. Cubo. Oh, Cubo. That was the... Was it that, streaming service, I guess? That didn't... No, I don't think so. No, okay, so, no, I certainly have not heard of Cubo. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Ronald McDonald Wacky Things says, do you remember watching Total Drama back in the day on Cartoon Network? Yeah, I wasn't always a vivid watcher of Total Drama series, but I think I watched like the first 3 and then I would watch a couple after those, and then I think the last season I just didn't necessarily care for it or anything like that, especially since Chris was gone. I think Chris was gone from that last season. I don't remember, but yeah, like I just kind of stopped watching it after, or what have you. But you know, it definitely was an interesting show, especially considering that it would always be coming back like almost every summer on Cartoon Network for a while. It would be like one of those reoccurring shows, and so now they have Total Drama Rama. I can't get into that show personally. It's you know, I tried watching it and it's just not my thing. Let's see. Where? Ronald McDonald Wacky Things asks, what about Johnny Test? Yeah, I watched Johnny Test when I was a kid, especially around 2010. And that was also the time when I used to like Johnny Test, and now I'm kind of like, yeah, the show's not good. You know, especially with the flash animation and the constant whip noises and stuff like that. It's like, okay, the show is annoying, and it's just like, that's enough. Stop it. I'm done. Iron High 251. I remember I was quite fond of the Magic. Yeah, the Magic School Bus. I used to watch that as well. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, 100%. I definitely do remember that. Winnie the Pooh, of course, and Reading Rainbow. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. I don't remember that one in particular. Tempo de... I can't, Ulian? I can't say your name, my bad. He says, I am a new subscriber. Well, thanks for subscribing. Glad you were able to make it. Kid Fury says, hi, regular Josh 1. Hello, welcome to the stream. Iron High 251 says, I guess if George Carlin can narrate Thomas and Friends, Jane Lynch can guest star on Arthur. Did that happen? I guess it did happen. I don't know. Thomas Bush says, some other shows I used to watch were the Upside Down Show. I think I saw a couple of episodes of that. I do remember it a little bit. Ni Hao Kailan. Never, I know of Ni Hao Kailan, but I think I've only saw like one episode throughout the entire years it's been running, or Lord knows how long it's been going on for. Yo Gabba Gabba, I've recently gotten into Yo Gabba Gabba, and when I say recently, I mean like the past 2 years or so. I even got like 2 Funko Pops of Yo Gabba Gabba. I got Muno and I got Broby. So yeah, and I've been watching a couple of episodes when they used to air on Nick Jr. and whatnot. I don't know what it is about Yo Gabba Gabba, but it was certainly dope. it was cool. Bubble Guppies, yeah, that was a show I used to watch. Not as a kid, but because obviously I wasn't a kid at the time, but you know what I mean. Team Moomy Zoomy, yeah. Teletubbies, Super Y. Never really watched Super Y. Never watched Martha Speaks as well, but I did watch Curious George a little bit. Not every time, but every now and then I would kind of check it out and stuff. Interestingly enough, it's got new episodes now, but it's on Hulu. So yeah. Whew, excuse me. Thomas Bush says you're just 21 subscribers away from 5,000. No, I'm definitely not 25 away from. I'm 21 away from subscribers. I'm 210 away from 5,000, but I still got a ways to go. Let's see. Okay, why does it keep doing that? All right. Where was I? Okay. Okay, so all right. No, I'm almost there. Okay, got it. All right. So, Data Boy Owu says you could buy the subs and bankrupt yourself if it comes to getting 10 million subs. I would never do that. I would never. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I was kind of looking into like, well, actually no, I wasn't. If anything, I was, because I remember there was a time when like my videos, seemingly for no reason, would kind of just get like a bunch of like down votes. And I wouldn't necessarily know why that would happen. Like, I would be looking at the comments, people would be like, why all the downvotes? And I wouldn't be seeing anything negative or anything. Like, I was just doing what I was normally doing, but then it would get more dislikes than likes. And then I found out that it was because, I guess somebody, a troll or whatever, was just botting my videos or what have you or something like that. And so I was kind of just looking into that and being like, if that's something that somebody does or what have you. But yeah, I would never try to buy subs or buy like followers on Instagram or this or that. Like it's if it's fake, then what's the point? You know what I mean? Like it's no. But yeah, and also I wouldn't want to risk getting my channel like completely terminated for doing something like that. If anything, like that would kind of just be a stupid move. Kid Fury says, what's your secret to becoming a huge and popular YouTuber? Well, considering that I am not a huge, nor am I a popular YouTuber, I don't know. I don't really have a secret to that because I'm neither of those things. So I don't know. I mean, I think it mainly all has to depend on the amount of videos you post, but also hugely has to depend on, I guess, the kind of videos you make. There's going to be certain videos that people make that are just going to attract more viewers than certain other videos. Like me, for example. Like, my videos are not going to have that huge broad of an appeal because I'm only talking about cartoons. And plus, there's, like, way bigger channels out there that talk about cartoons as well. So, you know, obviously, you know, like it all really depends, if anything else, but I don't have a formula for any of that either, so yeah. Excuse me. The Funkle Frog says doopity doopity doo. Of course he comes in saying, I knew he was gonna come in anyway. I mean, I'm always behind when it comes to chat. I'll probably try to catch up. But yeah, he always comes in saying at least something silly. That's just his brand. So there you go. Kid Fury also asks, do you like the Disney show Bunked? No, I didn't like, I don't like most Disney Channel shows, if I gotta be honest. Like, yeah, have I grown out of them, blah, 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 sure, but, you know, I still watch a lot of shows on Cartoon, well, not a lot of shows on Cartoon Network, but I still watch a lot of, like, cartoons and other, and things like that, so I don't discriminate when it comes to whether a show is meant for kids or what have you, but in terms of what I've been seeing on Disney Channel, nothing's really been good for a while, so I haven't been checking it out. Excuse me. Matt Reacts says, what do you think about Baby Shark? It's, you know, honestly, as I said in the video, damn, that is a giant private jet just flying right next to my house. Like, wow. Not incredibly next, but just nearby. So it's just like, wow, it's big. And it's landing. I'm near like a small airport. But, excuse me. But yeah, like, in all honesty, when it comes to the song's okay. I mean, if it wasn't overplayed to death as much as it is with, like, you know, kids constantly playing it on the internet and blah, 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 I wouldn't really be all that annoyed with it, but, you know, or just the fact that they make so many videos on that one channel singing the exact same song, it's kind of like, oh my god. But, you know, I mean, but other than that, like, in terms of the song itself, it's whatever. I don't really care all that much about it. It's not offensive or anything, so it's you know, it's whatever. Well, yeah. JMR Ultra asks, "What's this question is kind of random, but have you ever seen Meta Runner?" No, I don't think I've ever heard of that before, so I definitely haven't seen it before. Captain Brand Street says, "Hola, hola. Glad you were able to make it." Northwestern Railway 66 says the first 2 seasons of Bunked are basically just meh, but after the original cast left and the showrunners changed it, it became worse in quality and a tad bit unbearable. Oof. Like, yeah, because, like, wasn't Bunked supposed to be, like, over, and then they kind of, like, just renewed it out of nowhere or something? I think that happened. I'm not quite sure. Let's see here. The Funko Frog says, "Thanks for the claps, everyone. I'm Alex, the main editor for the channel. I do appreciate it." Yeah, I appreciate it, too. Again, I'm very glad that you guys did put the clapping emojis in the chat for him. Like, he definitely deserved that 100%. Okay, Zarian Perry asks, "What does everyone think of the new SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run?" Obviously, if you want to see my thoughts on the Sponge on the Run, watch the video that I posted about a couple of months ago. Yeah, the movie, it could have been way better. Certainly. I mean, I think a couple of days ago when Nickelodeon was airing the SpongeBob movie, the first one, I kept kind of comparing the first one to the third one and just talking about how, like, the first movie was definitely the best out of the three. I think it will always be the best SpongeBob movie out there. Like, if they come out with the fourth one, it's not going to compare to the first one. I don't think it will. But yeah, I mean, I kept comparing the two, seeing the similarities, because the third one kind of somewhat piggybacked on the first one in some ways. Like, there were certain elements from the first movie that they definitely put into the third movie. I guess for a nostalgia factor or something. But you know, it was kind of weird. But the third movie, Sponge on the Run, it's whatever. It's not a bad movie. I mean, it's okay, as I've been saying, but you know, it could have been way better if anything else. Mako Wacko says, "Have you seen Oogie Loves?" No. Was that a movie? Was that a show? I'm looking that up right now, actually. Oogie Loves. Nope. No, I mean, I've heard of them, but I certainly have not seen it. That's definitely past my time when I would be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Are there still a couple of shows that are intended for preschoolers, like on Disney Junior or whatever, that I check out? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you about that. Yeah, but you know, it's not a lot. It's not like you know, but you know, but Oogie Loves definitely. That's definitely not something I would have watched anyway. Let's see here. It's interesting how, like, all of a sudden, you know, the background music is just mainly jazz music right now. I don't know where that came from. I mean, it's just a random playlist. So I don't really have that much control over it. I mean, I could, but honestly, I like this. So this is dope. I'm not really gonna change. I mean, it's weird because it goes to jazz music, then it goes to kind of sort of chill music, and then jazz again or whatever. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Kid Fury, what do you think of the Disney show Bunked? I answered that one. Northwestern Railway says, "My nostalgia with Between the Lions were the Chick-fil-A kids meals. Also, Book of Virtues takes me back." I don't think I've ever seen Book of Virtues. I'm not sure. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I don't really remember, if I have to be incredibly honest with you. I'm not 100% sure when it comes to that one. Thomas Bush says, "What about Ubi?" Yes, I do remember. It's an interesting show. All it was hand puppets with eyes on the top of them. But it worked. You know, I loved it when I was a kid. So, you know, I would watch that almost all the time when it would air on Noggin, when Noggin was a channel. Before Noggin, I think Noggin turned into Nick Jr. Technically, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but it was something like that. Rabbit's fanboy says, I wouldn't say 2020 is the worst year for humanity. That would go for 536, the actual worst year in history, but 2020 was still bad. Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, in certain ways, 2020 could have certainly been a whole lot worse, but it was still, for what it was still not really that good of a year for most people. Northwestern Railway 66 says, Cubo is a TV show that reran Canadian and old shows and then had VeggieTales and 3-2-1 Penguins. I do remember 3-2-1 Penguins. I think I barely watched it, but I do certainly remember that show. At one point, but they lost the rights after the creator wanted to give it to someone else because they censored the Christian dialogue. Huh, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, so that's the first time of me hearing Cubo, because I've never seen it before. But thanks for the info, because I never knew about it. Mako, see, now the music is back to this more sort of chill vibe. You know what I'm saying? Kinda, I guess, or maybe I don't know what you would call this, but yeah, so it's kind of interesting. But anyway, Mako Wacko says Johnny Test has way too many whips. Yes, they do. Thomas Bush says, what about the Electric Company? I remember watching it back in 2011. I don't think I ever saw that show before. I think I've heard of it before, but I don't think I was ever really into it as a kid, or if I ever watched it. I'm not quite sure. Where am I? Okay. Oh, so I'm almost caught up. Okay, that's cool. JMR Ultra says, does anyone remember Mike the Knight? Yeah, I remember Mike the Knight, and that was not a show that I watched. It's more, I think it was like more of a recent kid show that came out within the last 10 years, or was it? I'm not quite sure. But that wasn't a show that I watched or checked out or anything like that. But I have heard of it before. The show with the magic sword that would turn into random objects, that would be the central to the plot. Oh, I didn't know that's what it was even about. Interesting. Mako Wacko says, Angelina Ballerina. Yeah, I do remember. That was the one with the mice, right? Or is that another one? I think so. With the mice ballerina or something? Yeah, if it was with that one, then I think I watched that one just for a little bit when I was a kid. I do remember that. And then for a while, like recently, again, within the last 10 years or so, they started coming out with, I guess, new episodes. And it was 3D animated this time. CGI. So that was interesting. Mako Wacko, do you watch any anime? Not really, no. I used to watch a couple of anime series, and I was in an anime club when I was in high school, but other than that, like, I kind of stopped watching anime. I'm kind of not into it. I mean, or maybe there's just shows that I was not really, or I don't know. I don't think there was anything I was really able to get into, or not anything I'm able to get into right now when it comes to anime. I don't know. It's not quite sure when it comes to it. Other than that, I don't necessarily watch a lot of anime, if anything else, or any right now. Rabbit's fanboy says, I would say you're a medium-sized channel for a small YouTuber. Yeah, I mean, I am still definitely a small YouTuber, but I do have 4,000, in which, might I add, this was accumulated for over, how many years have I been on this channel so far? Almost 7? Maybe? Almost 7? Almost, did I start the channel in 2012? I think I started in 2012. Honestly, I don't fully remember. But yeah, if I did start this channel in 2012, then I can't believe I've almost been on this channel for about 10 years. Insane. I don't think I would have even seen myself making videos 7 years later from when I first started. So that's definitely interesting. Or just the fact, even though it's been over the course of several years, just the fact that I'm like even in the 1,000 subscriber count is incredible. So there's that. Hero of Legend, who's the rabbit? If you're talking about the rabbit on the screen right now, then the rabbit is Sky. That's the name of the character. Or, yeah. So, yeah. I don't have much of a backstory to him because I kind of just created it out of nowhere and just kind of rolled with it. So yeah. So that's kind of all I have to say when it comes to that. Let's see. Wildcat the Bold. Glad you can make it. Welcome to the stream if you're still here. You say, oh, there was a question that you did ask a little earlier while I was still talking about like my thoughts about 2020 and everything like that. You asked me if I was excited for the second season of Mao Mao. I don't know when that's coming, but I am excited for the second season of Mao Mao. I'm afraid that it will end up being the last season of Mao Mao Heroes of Pure Heart. I'm pretty sure that's most likely going to be the last season of Mao Mao. I would love to be proven wrong because I would love to see a third season for it, but I don't know. I mean, that depends. Even though with Cartoon Network, they're not really doing a lot. They're not doing very well in terms of viewership, so who knows what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for season 2 because ever since I checked out the show, like I've been hooked, and it's such a great show. It's funny, it's hilarious, well animated, great characters and everything like that. Like, I mean, I can't wait till it comes back to Cartoon Network with the second season. I'm excited for that. So yeah, that's to answer your question. And then you said just now you said I hear it too. It's loud. So is the music too loud? Like, can you guys still hear me, or is the music kind of drowning out my voice? I should have asked that earlier on, but let me know. Excuse me. Pauline Nudie says, do you like Saber Spark? Yeah, I don't watch all of his videos, obviously, but I have been subscribed to him for a very long time. I'm glad to see that he made 1 million subscribers. Like, that's pretty awesome. And so, yeah, I've definitely been watching a couple of his videos and whatnot. And so, yeah, I do definitely like Saber Sparks. He is a good content creator, and it can be funny at times. Excuse me. All right. Okay, I'm almost caught up somewhat, I think. Northwestern Railway 66 says, yeah, I don't like Sponge on the Run. It had so much problems, but if there was a fourth movie, I'm hoping that they learn from this one and create something that feels less corporate. Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, honestly, comparing some of the other movies, like with some of the other kids' movies, and just seeing the kind of tropes they tend to do, yeah, that's definitely a very good good way of putting it. The movie did feel very, very corporate, honestly. Like, there was so many things that when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, it just feels like another kids movie, another generic kids movie, which is why at the end of the video I called the Sponge on the Run movie not a SpongeBob movie, but a generic kids movie that just so happens to have the SpongeBob characters in it. Because literally, that's honestly what it feels like. Because there were even certain moments where SpongeBob and Patrick kind of felt like just certain situations they were in, or certain things that they've done or said, that just felt so out of character for these, well, characters for SpongeBob and Patrick. And then again, SpongeBob somehow knows how to gamble. He knows how to play some of those games. It's like, where does this come from? You know what I mean? So, to me, it just felt very out of place, very out of character, and what have you. So it was, yeah, it's unfortunate how corporate it was, and again, I don't feel as if it's a terrible movie or anything. It's okay. Like, there's certain enjoyable moments, I can say, but other than that, it's not really the greatest out there. I think that's kind of as far as I can go with that one. The Funko Frog says, the jazz music is a sign that you need to watch Soul. Yeah, is it possible I'll check out Soul? Maybe. If I gotta be honest with you, I'm not too interested in it. I was never really that fully interested in checking out Soul, but I have been hearing some good things about it, so it's definitely possible that I will be checking it out. I don't know when, but it's possible. Hero of Legend says Soul. People be talking about that a lot. Yeah, I've been definitely noticing that. Zarian, do you play any video games? Nothing that I play currently right now. I could try to get back into it, but I'm not too into video games right now, but, you know, I wasn't really all that into it when I was a kid either, but I would be playing certain games like the Sonic Advance game, the Super Mario games, Pokemon, Crash Fox, I think. I should know, but I mean, I think it was Crash Fox, yeah, but I'd be playing some of those games, and mind you, a lot of those were on the Game Boy Advance. If any of you guys remember the Game Boy Advance, and then you had the Game Boy SP, and then we had the Nintendo DSi and all that stuff. Or, well, the Nintendo DS first, and then it was the DSi, then the 3DS, and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah. But that was definitely back in the day. Rabbit's Fanboy says, acid jazz is the best jazz. I don't know what that sounds like. I probably heard a little bit of it before, but didn't know there was a term for it, so I may agree, may not agree. I don't know. Either way, I like jazz, if anything else. FYI, Dio Brando is a character from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Is apparently very popular these days. Yeah, Alex told me that in our messenger chat, so yeah. So now I know that random reference, I guess. Let's see. Thomas Bush says, "What about Kipper?" Is that a preschool show, Kipper? I think I remember the name of Kipper, I believe, or do I? Let me see. Looking that up right now. Yes. Okay. So, I think I still have a book from Kipper. I'm not sure which one it was in particular. I don't think I ever saw the cartoon of Kipper when I was a kid, but I definitely do remember. I have one of the books. I think I still have it in the garage somewhere. But I do definitely remember that. Again, another piece of my childhood. Excuse me. Cushy Boy says, we need Jeanette in the iCarly reboot. I can see why she's not going to be because of her trauma, but I can't see iCarly without her. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if she, you know, like, that is definitely her choice if she wants to be in it, if she doesn't want to be in it. She probably doesn't want to do any acting anymore. Or maybe it probably isn't even that. It's probably, like, because of whatever sort of childhood trauma that she went through while being on the set of iCarly. Which is, you know, it's honestly sad that that's what some kids go through when they're doing these shows. I don't think all of them go through that, but there's a certain number of kids that do go through certain situations while they're doing a television show, which is sad because, you know, for a kid and you're on television, you're supposed to have fun, of course, you know, like you're acting, you're with your fellow cast members, and, you know, some of the shows that you're doing are pretty silly and funny and all that other kind of stuff, you know, and then you just have like these creepy people messing around with you maybe, or what have you, and it's just like, kids should not be having to go through any of that, you know what I mean? And it's sad that for some of them, they have, you know what I mean? Like, it's something that should just not be allowed at all in the industry. I mean, obviously, if it were to be exposed, then they would lose their jobs or something, but it shouldn't be something that happens, you know what I mean? At all. Whether it be to a kid, or to a boy, girl, woman, man, whatever. It, you know, that kind of stuff, just, no. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, kind of jump down again in terms of the chat. Here we go. Northwestern Railway 66 says, did you hear about the news on Tom Kane, aka the professor's voice suffered a stroke and is thankfully recovering, though lost his ability to speak, therefore he won't be able to voice act for a while? Damn. I mean, I caught a little bit of the news yesterday before I went to bed, and I think I saw the rise and fall of Nickelodeon posting on that on either Twitter or on Facebook. Or maybe it was you who posted it on your Facebook. I'm not quite sure. But I did see that, and I was, you know, I'm glad to see that he's making a recovery. But man, that sucks that he, you know, strokes can be scary, I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, it just happens out of nowhere, and you probably have no idea what's going on and whatnot. Like, it's insane. It's crazy. But I do hope that he's okay, and hopefully he will be able to regain his ability to speak. which I'm sure he will, but you never know. But hopefully he continues to recover. Perfect Cat Studios asked, "Do you watch The Mandalorian?" No, I'm not really into Star Wars like at all. I never watched any of the movies, any of the series, or anything. It's just not my thing. I never got into it. Not me saying that, oh, I think Star Wars is bad or anything. It's just like it's just not my kind of genre, I guess. And then you also ask, what's your feeling about the Blues Clues and You? I think it's a pretty good show. I mean, I think Josh is doing a pretty good job at being the new host of the show. He's definitely having a lot of fun. I can definitely see that. And also, I do like that they bring back Joe every now and then, and they also brought back Steve twice, who works on the show as well. So that's pretty cool. So if anything, I do 100% enjoy. I mean, I don't really watch Blues Clues and You, if anything else, but yeah, but from what I have seen, it seems pretty cool. And oh, so some of you guys were not able to hear the music, so maybe I should turn it up just a little bit. Okay, so let me know if you guys can hear. I don't want it to be too loud to where it's possibly drowning out my voice. So let me know. Put a I guess I'll do one of the typical YouTube things here, but put a 1 in the chat if the music is at a good level right now, and put it. And if you can still barely hear the music right now, put it at a 2 so I could turn it up just a little bit for you guys, I guess. But going back to where was I? To the questions here, or to the chat. Northwestern Railway 66 says, "Thankfully, the Powerpuff Girls reboot ended when it did." Yeah, because that show was not good, like, at all. It was bad. I mean, my God, it was freaking insane, man. It was just bad. Daddy Boy Woo says, "I love how he reads comments from 3 years ago." Crazy with the exaggeration, of course, yeah. But, I mean, I try to answer as much as I can, obviously. Like, I try to catch up, but, you know, I always have, like, I tend to have a lot to say about certain things. Excuse me, I might try to get some water again. My voice is kind of dry. JMR Ultra says, "Special Agent Also, I forgot how you say it, was a show, alright." Yeah, I do remember it. I think I only watched a couple of episodes when I was younger, and I never necessarily really, like, was a vivid watcher of it, if anything like that. But I definitely do remember. I don't remember too much about the show, but I definitely do remember a bit about it. Rabbit's Fanboy says, "What do you think of Mr. Enter?" I haven't really watched any of Mr. Enter's videos in, like, a long time. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched Mr. Enter's videos in, like, a very long time. I used to watch him when I was younger, a little younger, but, you know, I'm just not really into his videos anymore. So I don't know how his videos are, or what have you, or anything like that. So, okay, yeah. Alright, so I kind of caught up just a little bit. It's 1.1, 1.5. Okay, so... yeah, well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of blanking out just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Let me go back just a little bit here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so... Hero, payments of garbage. Oh yeah, okay, so let's see here. Hero of Legend says, "I was referring to the original Powerpuff Girls I liked, and to an extent Powerpuff Girls Z. I didn't watch it yet, but I heard that's a good one." And on its yeah, Powerpuff Girls Z, that was the anime adaptation, right? Or the anime version of Powerpuff Girls, or something like that. I do remember seeing that. I don't think I've seen like a couple of episodes. And it was interesting. It was a different take on the Powerpuff Girls, if anything else. Perfect Cat Studio says, "Bubbles and Blossom twerking was the most terrifying thing ever on TV history." Yeah, just the fact that they honestly, yeah, it was when I watched it, I was like, yeah, okay, this is bad. This is really bad. Like they just completely butchered the characters and just the show in general. I mean, I wish. Yeah, it's sad because when you hear about a reboot, you expect it to be like either as good as the original or expect to have like some sort of memories and stuff. But then when it came out like that, it was like, okay, yeah, it's over. It's done. It's dead in the water. So it's crazy. I actually will be right back, just very quickly, because again, I do want to get some water. I don't have a bottle of water near me, so I gotta go, like, just drink some water in the room. But I'll be right back just for a very quick second. So yeah, don't go anywhere. All right, I am back. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Alrighty, so let's just continue on with some of the chat. Um, excuse me. I'm not 100% sure exactly as to when I will possibly be ending the stream. I'm not going to be streaming for too long, obviously. I mean, if I were to be doing something like, say, playing a video game or just watching videos with you guys or something, then obviously I would be doing this a lot longer than I, am currently right now. But, but yeah, let's just continue on. I mean, how long have we been? Almost 2 hours. Jesus. Okay. But yeah, but let's continue on going. All right. So Thomas Bush says, what about Jake and the Neverland Pirates? Heard of it, never saw it. I mean, well, I think nah, because it just wasn't my thing. I mean, mainly because, again, I mean, if anything, a lot of shows that are obviously geared for preschool audience and whatnot, I mean, I don't tend to watch. I mean, yeah, there's a couple out there that I'll check out because sometimes they're either funny or they're just cute to me or whatever. But, like, I'm not a vivid watcher of these things. But yeah. Let's see here. Zarian Perry, Kendrick Burton, twin YouTuber 3 says, guess which show this is with these emojis. Computer and movie camera. And it's on Nickelodeon, as you said. God, honestly, I don't know. A computer. Oh, iCarly. It's got to be iCarly. It can't be anything else. Like I was thinking in terms of current shows right now, but it definitely has to be iCarly. Like, what else could it be? So yeah. JMR Ultra says, what are your thoughts on Lion Guard for both chat and Josh? Okay, so for me, I was able to see practically most of Lion Guard season 1 and parts of season 2. And from what I have seen, it was definitely a pretty good show. I mean, I thought for a show that was on Disney Junior, it was certainly taking like a couple of risks, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, I thought it was definitely a little bit more daring than most other kids shows that you would see on that channel. And it was definitely enjoyable. I did like it. There's certain people that didn't like it because I guess in some ways it kind of messes up the Lion King lore with Kion being a thing. But honestly, like, I mean, yeah, is it a little weird? Sure, but I didn't necessarily care all that much about it or whatever. Like, I was like, it's fine. I like Kion. I like Bunga and Ono and, you know, all the other characters and all that kind of stuff. So I do definitely like the show. Season 3, however, I was not able to watch Season 3 at all, and I unfortunately don't have a desire to watch Season 3. And it's not because I think Season 3 is going to be bad. In fact, I was incredibly excited to watch Season 3 of The Lion Guard. But the problem was that it just continued to be spoiled for me almost every single day. New details would be released from certain people in certain groups, certain people on my Facebook page, and sometimes I would just be going on YouTube, and they would literally just have a title from the Season 3, like a scene from an episode, or from maybe the last episode, a title explaining what happened, and then I would see a picture of what happened. And there was like so many things that I knew at that point where I was just like, okay, you know what? I give up. I completely am not watching Season 3. Like, my excitement for watching Season 3 just completely dwindled in a matter of like a week, or maybe not, honestly, a matter of days. And it was just like, you know, so unfortunately, I've never finished the series, and it's highly unlikely that I will, because I still don't have any desire to see it, even though now I kind of don't necessarily care whether I see another scene from the Season 3 that would possibly spoil more for me. Like, I kind of don't care that much about it, but now it's even so, it's still like, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna check, you know, or I don't know, like, again, the excitement to check it out is just gone, and so to the point where I'm just like, it's whatever. I check it out or I don't check it out. I don't have a desire for that anymore, unfortunately. That's kind of how I am with certain spoilers. Like, there's gonna be some where I'll obviously kind of like look up the spoilers myself just to check out what happens, or maybe I'm anticipating a little bit too much and I'm like, okay, I can't wait, I gotta see what happens, or I gotta know what happens, and I look it up or whatever. Fine. But if it's something that I'm looking forward to that I don't want to be spoiled, and I want to see what happens while the show's going on, if it gets spoiled for me, even if it's like a movie I haven't seen before, if it gets spoiled for me and it was a movie I wanted to see, I was excited for, and blah blah blah, I'm most likely gonna be like, well, it's pointless to watch it now. I mean, it's mainly for movies or shows that are like new. If it's a movie or a show that's been out for a while and certain things have been spoiled, then, you know, I don't think it affects me all that much at the time. But even so, it's you know, I would still rather I not know about certain things. But yeah, so with The Lion Guard, it was a show that I definitely enjoyed. Still do like it, but in terms of Season 3, yeah, I wish that it didn't get spoiled for me. Let's just let's just leave it at that. Cushy Boy says, have you seen the Fresh Beat Band? Seen a couple of episodes. Certainly wasn't my thing at the time of when it was a thing, but yeah, I've heard of it. And then I think that was converted into a cartoon for like a season or so, I think. Zarian Perry says, what do you think about the live action Loud House movie news? Oh yeah, I forgot that it was going to be a live action. I don't know how that's going to pan out. I don't know. I might be a little worried about that show not the show, the movie, if I gotta be honest with you. Like, I mean, if anything, they gotta find the right cast for this, definitely. But not just that, but it's also a matter of whether this is even going to translate well to live action. Because you can get away with certain ideas and certain things in a cartoon that you can't necessarily do with live action. So I guess in a way it's going to be a little interesting to see if how they're gonna pan that out for their live action movie. And honestly, do we know the plot of the live action movie as well, or no? I'm not quite sure. It's gonna be interesting, I guess, but we're just gonna have to see. Oh, and it's gonna be a live action Christmas movie in 2021. I wonder if they already recorded pieces of the movie already, or if they were in the process of filming, and of course with 2020 they had to shut it down and whatnot. If they did have to shut down production of the movie while it was filming in 2020, if it was filming in 2020, then that's gonna definitely be difficult, especially considering if they're gonna actually be using kids for these roles, which would probably be the case. It's going to be difficult for a couple of the roles, because then, you know, you're going to have the actors or the actresses hitting puberty, growing up and whatnot, and that's going to be a bit more difficult. And, you know, so who knows exactly how this is going to pan out. I wonder if they filmed it or if they didn't. And if they haven't, are they going to presume after, say, things get better with the pandemic or what? I don't know. We're just going to have to see when it comes to that. But that is, if anything else, that is definitely going to be interesting. Okay. Jacob Animation says, I'm glad I subbed to this channel. Well, I'm glad that you subbed to my channel. Thank you so much for subbing. Tuck Tucker. Paul Nuddy says, Tuck Tucker died last Tuesday. I should probably know who that is. Let's see. Whoops. Okay, no, not Rick. Tuck. What? Why? It's weird. Oh yeah. I've heard of this. The one of the animators of Tuck of SpongeBob SquarePants and Hey Arnold. Yeah. That's definitely very sad, of course. And he was only 59 years old. I mean, shoot, you know, it's sad that this is happening, man, but you know, or just the amount of celebrities or legends that we've lost this year. Like, it's just been depressing, dude. 2020, like, God. I don't know what else I need to say, but my God, it's been, what a flipping year. Like, man. Rabbids Fanboy says he had gotten better as a person and his content too. Is this in reply? Not in reply. Is this a reply to me, or is this in reply to another YouTuber? Let me know. Let me know, because I do want to know. Moha Huss says, what are your top 5 goals for 2021? Also, outside of cartoons, are you watching anything else? Happy New Year, Josh. Well, thank you for wishing me a Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. What are my top 5 goals for 2021? That's a good one. I definitely, if anything, I let me not just even say it's a top 5, but I guess I can just try to come up with 5 goals in general. I do want to try to work on myself. Like, I do want to lose weight. Maybe possibly lose like at least 30 pounds or something like that. I mean, where I'm at currently in my body, like, I'm fine. I can still do a lot of things. I'm not too constrained by it, but still, I still want to get in shape at least, you know, like at least shave off some of some of the pounds or anything like that. So I gotta, at the very least, try to work on it and whatnot. Another another goal that I would like to work towards is getting more voice acting gigs as well, which also would include paying voice acting gigs too. I do want to try to also possibly get into the more professional realm of that as well. That's probably gonna take a while. I gotta make a voice reel for that. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen, but I you know, at some point I'll probably try to make one. Third, let's see if there's another goal that I want to try to do. I don't know, if I gotta be honest. That's kind of a tough one. I'm not sure what else I would want to, like, any other type. Those are two that I can think of right now. And also two that I can, see possibly happening within this current pandemic. So yeah, that honestly, that's kind of a tough one. I don't have too many goals right now, or at the very least, there's not a lot that I can think of that I probably have in my mind. But at least there's two that I gave you, I guess. So there's that. That may be a little depressing, maybe, but it is what it is. Also, outside of cartoons, are you watching anything else? I tend to watch a lot of like cooking shows sometimes. I'll watch Family Feud. I'll watch a little bit of the news. I do watch Judge Judy. I mean, how can you not watch Judge Judy? Like, the show's it's it's hilarious, especially when Judge Judy is yelling at idiots and whatnot. Like, I love that show. Anyway, Perfect Cat Studios says, what are your favorite video games? Kind of the older ones that I mentioned, the Super Mario Super Mario Bros. Or Mario Advanced, Mario Kart on the DS. I used to play that all the time when I was in middle school. A lot of Pokemon games and Sonic games and whatnot. But those are when I was, as a kid, that's the kind of games I would be playing. I don't have any current video games that I would say are my favorites because I don't play any video games right now. Yeah, that's kind of all I can say right there. Reboot. Oh yeah, Northwestern Railway 66 says those animation and spelling errors in the reboot was something that was embarrassing to come out of the professional studio. Yeah, I was honest to God surprised when I saw how many when I saw how many what am I trying to say? Animation errors within the Powerpuff Girls reboot. Like, that was honestly freaking insane. Let me try to go faster here so I can at least kind of catch up with the chat. Clock Ringgit says, what are your thoughts on some of the live action movies announced during Disney's Investor Day 2020? If you're talking about like which live action movies exactly? You're talking about like some of the Marvel Star Wars movies or something? Which, if that's the ones that you're kind of mentioning, I don't have much opinions on those because I don't necessarily care that much about, the new Star Wars movies or the Marvel ones. Because again, those are just not my thing. One that I can think of, which was not announced on Disney Investor Day, but it was, something that was known, is Little Mermaid. I'm not looking forward to it, like, at all. I mean, any of these live action remakes that Disney's coming out with, I'm most likely not going to be watching that at all. Like, I'm just not into it. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I have to really say about it, if anything else. I think it's an interesting choice that they decided to have, Ariel be black in this one. I wonder how that's going to pan out. Hopefully, I mean, you never know. It might still end up being a good casting choice. I'm okay with it, obviously. For me being black, I'm okay with it. But, like, other than that, like, I'm not looking forward to the movie. Like, it's most likely, with all the other live-action remakes they've done, this is going to be no exception. It's not going to be any better than the original. And then you also got the Peter Pan remake as well. Not looking forward to that one. Peter Pan was not always my favorite Disney movie. I mean, like, I've enjoyed it when I was a kid, and I would probably enjoy it still if I've watched it now, but it still wasn't regarded as my most favorite Disney movie of all time. Or not even my most favorite Disney movie, but just among my favorite Disney movies, or Disney classics, as I should say. Perfect Cat Studio says, 1, why do you like rabbits? Because rabbits are adorable. What else can I say? 2, what are your thoughts on the Pokemon anime? I've it's kind of had its ups and downs, I guess. Like, in the beginning, it was definitely great, and then it kind of became okay during, like, the Diamond and Pearl era, I guess. Diamond and Pearl and, what have you, but... and I haven't really been watching any of the newer episodes or newer seasons at all. It's been going on for a long time, but it's, yeah, so if anything, I don't have much to say about the Pokemon series. in terms of the anime, but from what I have seen, it's good. There's certain enjoyable ones and whatnot, and some that are kind of boring and whatnot, but it is what it is. Number 3, he said, what are your thoughts of Blue's Clues and You? Answered that. I think it's a pretty good show. I don't watch the show in particular, but when I have seen certain episodes or decided to check out a couple of episodes, I think it's doing pretty well. Holds the spirit of the original pretty well. And again, I think the new the new host is doing a good job as well. And 4, what's your favorite video game? Don't really have one because I'm not playing a lot of video games or any video games right now, but yeah, there's that. Okay. Perfect. Says also you should go check Sacrifice. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but I do watch his videos, or at least for a while I was checking out a lot of his videos at a time. And so I am subscribed to him now, and he definitely makes some pretty good videos and stuff like that. He is pretty hilarious. The Steve Meister says, I actually like the Lion Guard. Awesome. Again, I like Lion Guard too. I just wish season 3 wasn't messed up for me. In terms of being, having things spoiled for me almost everywhere I went. Rabbit's fanboy, what do you think of the Nostalgia Critic? I do definitely still like the Nostalgia Critic. I think I like the older videos a lot better than the newer ones, but the newer ones still do have, get a good laugh out of me, and he still does a pretty good job with those, especially now with him kind of being in quarantine. Not in quarantine, but just him like not necessarily using all the other actors in the sketches that often, because some of the sketches sometimes would be good and sometimes it would just be okay and whatnot. So but yeah, I do still enjoy the Nostalgia Critic and all that. Clark Ringe says, I hate when spoilers happens. Northwestern Railway says a majority of today's preschool shows result in dumbed down writing or just have loud annoying characters, whereas back then it was rarely the case. Yeah, in a way that's that's kind of true. I wouldn't necessarily, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on the certain shows. Like I don't think there's really any shows that I've seen that would be like on Nick Jr. or say on Disney Jr. or whatever, where I would think it was like dumbed down or what have you, but I'm sure there's certain ones out there and whatnot, but it is, yeah. Excuse me. Jokes. Batman dies in Endgame. Aquaman drowns in Endgame. Crazy. Let me try to answer some of these what am I trying to say? Let me try to answer some of these questions quickly, because I think I am going to actually try to end this stream maybe within the next 5 minutes or so. Yeah. So let's see. Cloud Kringa says, what cartoon would you see actually working as a live action movie? I don't know. That's kind of a tough one. I would almost say Kim Possible, but we already got a Kim Possible live action movie, and that clearly didn't work. I mean, they could have, honestly, I think if they had just had way better people behind the Kim Possible movie, it probably would have worked, but unfortunately it just didn't. Daddy Boy Owo says he will find out the answers in 3 years if you answer now. Something. Silly. Okay. Rabbit Boy says, oh, I was talking about Mr. Enter, about him getting better. Okay, alright. I might check out a couple of his videos, maybe, again or something, but I don't know. Depends. Clark Ringa says, what things did you enjoy / are you proud of in the year of 2020? Just getting into voice acting. Like, I'm definitely proud that I decided to start doing that, especially considering that I am a part of a lot of fan projects and whatnot. And again, things that I enjoy, going to some of the food festivals at Knott's Berry Farm and stuff. So that's at least in terms of that was kind of the good in terms of 2020. Jonathan A says, personally, Nickelodeon should end SpongeBob since it's not funny anymore. The movie will have a weak plot. You know, I see this comment a lot where a lot of people say, it's time for SpongeBob to die, it's not as good as it used to be, it's yada yada yada. And even if that is true, and even if I partially agree with that, the fact of the matter is considering that SpongeBob is still a huge, money grabber for Nickelodeon, or still a huge franchise for Nickelodeon, still rakes in a lot of views for them and stuff like that, SpongeBob is not going to die off anytime soon. It's not going to happen this year, it's not going to happen next year, and I don't think it's going to even happen within the next 5 years. I mean, and it's possible that it will within the next 5 years, I don't know, but in terms of now, I just don't see it happening. You know, like, just again, it's pretty big in terms of just franchises and all that other kind of stuff. So it's gonna be with us for a long time, kind of like with The Simpsons. You know, like The Simpsons has no sign of slowing down or being canceled or anything like that. It's you know, I don't know if it's gonna last as long as The Simpsons have lasted for, but yeah. But, you know, so as long as SpongeBob continues to make Nickelodeon a crap ton of money and continues to make Nickelodeon a bunch of viewerships on their channel and whatnot, SpongeBob ain't going anywhere. That's that's kind of just the fact, if anything else. And it's such a big franchise right now that it's, even if the show ends, somewhere in the future it's gonna end up getting a reboot and whatnot. You know, like I just already know that's gonna happen. Let's see. Again, quick. What's your opinion on the Clifford movie? If you're talking about like the animated Clifford movie, I never saw that, so I don't really have much to say about it. And if you're talking about the live action movie, I'm a little worried. I don't know. Again, like, I'm not quite sure how it's gonna go or how it's gonna pan out, but that kind of depends, I guess, if that makes any sense. Yeah, excuse me. Let's see here. Already answered that one. VideoBird300 says, do you think Lincoln Loud will be a blonde, or would his hair be white in the live action? Since part of his character, I mean, not really part of his character, but since his character design is white hair in the animated cartoon, I'm pretty sure they're gonna most likely probably have the kid wearing a wig. Most likely in the movie. I mean, that's, or either a wig. I doubt they're gonna dye his hair to be like a white or anything. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that is definitely gonna look strange if anything like that, but again, the movie's probably not gonna look all that natural to begin with when you kind of think about it. But yeah, like, I think it would certainly be interesting, but you never know. But I doubt that they're gonna make him blonde. Like, you know, like, I don't think that would, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that's really gonna happen. Jonathan A says the first movie of SpongeBob was the best and should have been the end of SpongeBob. Yeah, it should have been the end of SpongeBob. I mean, especially when you see the movie, it was definitely a great send off to the show, if anything else. But you know, here we are. We still got the show continuing to go on and everything like that. But again, if it continues to make big bucks for Nickelodeon, they're not going to cancel it anytime soon. You know, that's just how businesses work. Let's see. Jonathan, let's see. Okay, it keeps... Okay, alright. Again, let me just try to do this as quick as possible. Jonathan A says Blue's Clues was better with Steve. Joe was weak. I don't remember too much when it comes to Joe. I when I was a kid, I didn't think it was that bad, and so I don't know what I can say now about how he was when he was the host. But yeah, I do have to agree. Steve was definitely the best host of Blue's Clues. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. What is this? Daddy Boy Ooh says, anyway, what is your opinion on the SpongeBob creator having his wish disrespected, no spin-off wish for the sake of a profit? I made a video talking about that. It was on the, I think it was on the announcement that the Sponge on the Run and Camp Coral was moved to CBS All Access and delayed, I think. So if you want to see my opinions on what I think about that and everything like that, you could see that video there. So yeah. And also, yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, again, just I can't really say much about it right now, though. But again, if you want to see my opinions on it, check out that video. JMR Ultra says, I'm back. Sweet. John A says, the first 3 seasons had adult jokes. Now the creators are running out of ideas. I mean, they got, like, new creators, honestly. But again, as I said, you know, as long as it continues to, what am I trying to say? It continues to bring a lot of kids watching the show and whatever. Again, it's not going to end anytime soon. So there's that. Daddy Boy Woo says, I gotta go. Have a nice day. I'm glad that you were able to make it. Glad you were here, and I will see you next time. Again, I'm gonna be ending the stream pretty soon, so I'm gonna be answering the last few comments that I have on the stream here, which is still a bit, but you know, I'm gonna try to get through these as quickly as I can. Excuse me. Let's see here. Let's see. Northwestern Railway says, ending SpongeBob would be a horrible idea considering it's a jackpot and bringing in revenue for them and a terrible business move. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, honestly, like, considering how big it still is for Nickelodeon, there's no way that they're going to end the show. You know what I mean? Like, it's until the hype for SpongeBob slowly begins to die down or something like that, it's not gonna end. You know what I mean? It's kind of a juggernaut right now. It's just gonna continue going. We might go to a point where it's possible, and this doesn't mean the death of any of the voice actors, and hopefully that doesn't happen anytime soon. But it might get to the point where we might end up starting to see, like within the next few years, we might start seeing some new voice actors for SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, and blah, blah, blah. You never know. You never know. I mean, they might want to end up retiring earlier than they thought they would. Again, you never know. But, but again, for now, it's certainly going to be staying with us for a long time. That's all I got to say for that. Paxter Official YouTube says, Josh, hi. Hello, welcome. Glad you were able to make the stream. Let's see. Yeah, this is definitely a lot. Again, I'm gonna try to go through a lot. Hero of Legends say, wait, is the Loud House movie going to be animated? No, that's what I thought it was going to be animated at first, but it's certainly it's going to be a live action animated. No, it's going to be a live action movie. Ironhide 251 says, I hate to admit it, but South Park and Family Guy aren't going away soon. Yeah, that's true. I mean, South Park, I don't watch Family Guy anymore. With South Park, it kind of goes a little bit up and down in a way. Like, I mean, obviously the older seasons are way better than what they have now, but sometimes there'll be certain seasons recently where it will be like some episodes are great and a couple of episodes are okay, and then there's going to be a season where it might be a dud or what have you, and you might have a couple of episodes that were gems, and you know, it's kind of interesting how that works sometimes. Let's see. I wouldn't even be surprised if SpongeBob gets renewed for season 14. It's most likely gonna happen. Ending SpongeBob after that new movie would be nice. Again, it would be, but it's not gonna happen. Like, it's just not gonna happen. You know, so, yeah. Yeah. Claude Kringa says, the SpongeBob musical would have made the perfect ending to SpongeBob as well. I 100% agree with you on that one. Like, honestly, I mean, whether it be the first movie, the SpongeBob movie, that would have been a great ending, but also the SpongeBob musical. If they came up with the SpongeBob musical near the, like, let's say, like, the SpongeBob series ended somewhere around 2015, or was going to end around now or something, and the musical came out. The musical, I think, would have been a great ending to the franchise. Like, it seems like it would have been a great ending. Like, in my personal opinion, I think it definitely would have been. It would have been pretty dope if anything else. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm almost caught up. Jonathan A says 2020 can go straight to hell. 100% agree on that one. Zarian Perry says, sorry, I was gone for a while. My dad had to have me do something real quick. That's fine. I mean, I'm about to end the stream pretty soon right now, if anything else. There's that. Clock Ringa says, Weird Al is SpongeBob. I don't know if that would work. That would be, I guess, interesting, but I'm not quite sure if that would work. I don't know. That would be interesting. SpongeBob, Paxter says, SpongeBob is legendary to end, but we're gonna have new shows, even though the Steve didn't ask for spinoffs. Yeah, I mean, whether it's a spinoff or it's a reboot or whatever, you're gonna have another incarnation of SpongeBob at some point, you know? Like, so it's that huge that it's gonna end up happening. And also, when you think about it, Nickelodeon also owns SpongeBob as well, so technically, when you think about it, they could do whatever they want, even if it is a little disrespectful to the creator, you know, but that's kind of just how a lot of businesses go, you know what I mean? If things make money, keep pumping it out. That's kind of just how it is. But yeah. Let's see. Video Bird 300 says, I'm sick of superhero movies becoming realistic. Batman and the Joker used to fight on the balcony and fall into a pool of acid. Now they fight in the street. Don't have much to say about that, if anything else, because I don't watch a lot of superhero movies. But yeah, I mean, I think kind of like the scope of Hollywood in general is kind of just changing, you know, in terms of how they make movies and how things go and whatnot. Like, you know, that's at least that's how I see it. Northwestern Railway says, but speaking of video games, do you know about the upcoming Sonic Netflix cartoon? Also, the current news about the second film with them introducing Knuckles. Yeah, I definitely heard about the second movie introducing Knuckles, so that's gonna be cool. I mean, considering that Tails was shit. You know what? Fine, whatever. But considering that Tails was already, spoiler alert, sorry about that. I mean, I didn't even mean to do that, but considering that Tails was already like at the end of the first movie, during the credits, I think, it wouldn't surprise me that they start introducing some of the other characters for the second movie. Like, it kind of just seems like it would be naturally going towards that direction, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Also, I didn't know there was going to be another Sonic cartoon, and going to Netflix for that matter. I didn't know that was going to happen. I might check that out. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic, if anything else, but it's pretty cool that they're getting another cartoon. So that's cool. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, Clock Ringer says, do you hope that Tiana the series would be 2D animated? It would be cool if it is 2D animated, but it most likely will be in some style of 3D, maybe. I don't know. That depends. I mean, there's a lot of cartoons that are still 2D, so it's possible that it might be 2D. You never really know when it comes to that. Yeah, and, on that, I think, okay, last question I will, answer here. Boris says, when will this pandemic end, and will the government tell us to stop wearing a mask, Josh? Plandemic, this conspiracy and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna call this a plandemic, and the whole thing about not telling people to wear a mask and everything like that. If it were to be, you know, that the contracting the virus wasn't as lethal as it is, then whatever, but considering of how bad it is and how the surge and everything like that, yeah, it's yeah, you know, so that's all I gotta say on that one. But if anything, I think I am going to end the stream here. It is about to be 5 o'clock, actually. It's 4:46 for me right now. So I'm gonna let you guys go, because I'm sure some of you guys are wanting to get ready to, I mean, well, it's still, like, for a lot of you, it's gonna be 3 hours. Well, not 3 hours, about 4 hours, I think, until no wait. I'm almost wrong. What time is it right now? No, it's 7. It's about to be 8 o'clock for some of you guys if you're on the East Coast. So if anything, yeah, I'm sure some of you guys are probably planning something, maybe, and maybe you're not. I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go, because I also got a couple of things that I want to do. That I did plan on doing as well. I wasn't expecting to go on for about 2 hours and a half, so yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Thank you guys so much for joining and lighting up the chat and everything like that. It's always fun to do these streams. Will I do some streams more often? Not 100% sure. It's possible. And I probably should try to have them a lot shorter than usual. You know? But yeah, I'm glad that you guys were able to enjoy this stream. Yeah, let me stop that right there. So yeah, it's definitely been fun. It's always fun, if anything else. So that's yeah, so hopefully again next time I will see you guys in the next stream or in the next video. I don't know when the next video is going to be. Maybe I'll post a video next week, and I don't know if it's gonna be about like SpongeBob or anything like that. That's definitely possible, if anything else. But yeah, yeah, that's about all I have to say on that. Let me see. Let me say a couple of goodbyes to people. Goodbye to, let's see, later Boris, Super Mario Jordan, Paxter. Goodbye. JMR Ultra, Northwestern Railway, goodbye. Thank you guys so much for joining. Zarian, Happy New Year. Ironhide 251, goodbye. Video Bird 300. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining this stream. Like, again, I really appreciate all you guys. And also, again, thanks for being loyal subscribers to me and everything like that. Like, I really, really do appreciate it. So I hope to see you guys next time, whether that be a stream or whether that be a video or whatever. So yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Again, thank you guys for checking out, seeing the stream and everything. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Hope you guys have a good celebration and a safe celebration for the new year of 2021. So Happy New Year. Hope you guys also had a good Christmas this year, or Hanukkah, or whatever holiday you happen to celebrate. And I will see you guys next time. And remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time. Make up my mind. Stand a little closer. Baby.
wanna be close, taking my heart, taking my heart.